Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, December the 19th, 2022. Monday, December the 19th, 2022. Today's episode is so. I think the whole week is going to just be kind of moving along that whole Christmas Eve thing all week long. So it's going to be slow conversations, I think, amongst everybody. So my recaps may be a little short for the Young and the Restless, but here we go, right? Look at here. Has it only been, this is second day of Sally sleeping with Adam? See, already in the bed with Nick, already. It's like Nick, they kind of laugh. He goes, look, I guess our break only lasted not even a day, right? Yeah, ha ha ha. Yeah. Neither brother used protection. Sally don't either. Okay. And she's the one that could get pregnant. And look at her age, she should understand the value of birth control. But Sally's going to be pregnant. And now this is how we set up the who's the baby daddy. That was predictable. That was still the whole 9 yards. And still, there's nothing passionate about the two. Earlier, they were at Noah's Club, and then she goes, well, they were talking, and she goes, you know what? Can't we take this back to my room over a nightcap? And I thought, no, I know exactly what's gonna happen over a nightcap. Right, Sally. So we have Sharon is having the Mariah and Tessa, they're decorating Crimson Lights. So they're all having a ball down there. And Tessa lets it spill. Noah shows up that they're gonna meet with another pregnant person after the holidays, and then Mariah kind of got a little sad or not upset, but a little distant. And Tessa's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I know we said we wouldn't say anything, but I thought you wouldn't mind if I told Sharon and Noah." And she goes, "No, it's not that. It's they don't want to be, she just doesn't want anybody to be disappointed if it doesn't work out." But that's all a part of the adoption game. And one of the commenters, one of you in comment corners made a good point. They had decided to adopt an older child, or it didn't have to be a baby. They don't have to go through this whole baby waiting game with mamas changing their minds. There are plenty of even toddlers in the adoption system. And it would be much easier to adopt a child that's in the system like that. So I'm surprised they're not looking at that, because bottom line, if you're not looking at that, then Mariah get pregnant again. Mariah actually liked pregnancy. See, Tessa is a public figure. I can see, she goes on tour. She take it, being pregnant would affect her career. Mariah being pregnant will not affect her career at all. Her first pregnancy didn't until she got kidnapped. So working still didn't do that. The kidnapper did that, right? Stitch. So my whole thing is, Mariah, you guys go the sperm bank way. Nobody's going to come after your baby from there. Get pregnant, Mariah, and now nobody could say anything to you both. That's to me is the absolute way they should go. Period. But we shall see. So upstairs we have Chloe showed up with a snack from Esther, and Connor is at the ranch. So Chelsea was alone. She was actually wrapping gifts. And so they talk, they have their girlfriend talk, and they're really having fun together. And Chelsea lets her know that, she wanted to talk to her and that she'd been making amends from her past. And she goes, "It's your turn now." And Chloe's kind of like, "Wait, why? What? You know? And so she goes, "What in the past do you have to make amends to me for?" She goes, "I mean, Chelsea, if anything, I should be making amends. Remember, I blew up the cabin Adam was in. I kidnapped Connor and took him out of the country." I mean, she was just naming all these things. And I thought, I forgot about the kidnapping of Connor, right? And so she's like, so I should be the one making amends to you. And so Chelsea goes, "No, no, listen, Chloe, I'm not talking about the past. I'm talking about making amends to you for what's happened recently." And then she went on to say, you were the first one to notice that I was in trouble. And because you noticed that I was spiraling and in trouble, that's why I pushed you away, because I didn't see it. I didn't want to see it myself. And she was saying that, I treated you horribly. I said horrible things to you when all you did was try to make a soft place for me to land when I got back into Genoa City. But anyway, that was water under the bridge. Chelsea's like, I accept your apology. You are my best friend. You're like my sister. And I'm here for you, and period. And so Chelsea made a statement that she was going to be reinventing her life, seeing what path she wanted to go on. And she says, and I'm going to need you, Chloe, to kind of help me reinvent myself. I'm looking for your help for that. And Chloe's like, well, I'm here for anything that you need, Chelsea. So that's going to be good. One thing we know, Chloe's not going to say, hey, come work for me and Sally, because that will mix. But we shall see what Chelsea comes up with. Bottom line, Chelsea's a talented designer. She could join Marchetti as part of the design team. She doesn't have to be head designer. She could just have a line. Bottom line, Lauren may even take Chelsea. But Chelsea needs to just start small. Don't try to brand and do this whole big fashion house. No, just say, you know what? Why don't I just start on some projects and almost like freelance. And when I finish some of my designs, I'll bring them to you first, Summer. Or Lauren, I'll bring them to you first. So we shall see, Chelsea has options. And she was a very professional designer. She just gets sidetracked into just crazy, crazy thinking, right? So she and Chloe go downstairs, and she's seeing all the holiday festivities. And there was something about the room kind of made her a little, she got a call from Adam. And Adam said, hey, Chelsea, I want to know, is it okay with you? Connor has asked if he could stay tonight here at the ranch because he's decorated the bar, or he's decorating the barn for the horses here, and he's really having a lot of fun. And so he goes, it's okay with me if it's okay with you, but only if it's okay with you. And I like that about Adam. He is including her. And she says, well, you know what? I was looking forward to spending time with him. It's Christmas Eve. But no, if he is having fun and it's already late anyway, yeah, let him just stay there and have fun. And so Adam says, oh, and by the way, Victor said it's okay for you to come, because Adam had a talk with Victor earlier. First, Victor was like, no, that woman upset my Victoria with Johnny, that woman, and I don't want Victoria. And he goes, Dad, look, for one thing, Johnny and Connor are making peace. They're actually forging a relationship themselves, okay? And it's for Connor. Connor should not be torn between Christmas Day with his mother or father. We should, because he goes, I'm willing to bring Connor here for the family celebration. And he goes, and you're welcome, son. You're welcome to. He goes, but I want Chelsea to come too. So that's when first Victor said no, but then Adam says, this is for Connor, right? Christmas is all about family. Chelsea's not going to come here and upset Victoria or Johnny. We're going to be here as a family with Connor. And I'm here. Chelsea will be fine. And it's important for Connor to be with both his parents tomorrow. And Victor finally said, okay, son, you know what? Okay, fine. Like, long as there's no problems, fine, bring her, who cares? Just bring the chick, right? So he says, oh, and Victor says it's okay for you to come, with me for Christmas tomorrow. So Chelsea says, okay, great. So that's when she's kind of now said that, okay, I'm not going to have Christmas Eve with my son, but she walks in and she tells everybody, you know what? I'm going to go out and get a breath of fresh air. And Chelsea's like, oh, Chloe's like, okay, I'll come with you. She goes, no, you know what? I think I want to do this alone. And so Sharon kind of looks at her and says, are you sure, Chelsea? Because it's nighttime. It's kind of dark out. She goes, no, I'm sure. Because remember, Chelsea was telling Sharon she couldn't leave and go outside. Well, now she felt she was ready. And so Sharon kind of had a concerned look, but not a smothering. See, Billy would have been a smothering look, right? So while she's sitting there listening to she was standing up listening to the carolers. Adam walks up and Adam says, Chelsea. And she goes, oh, Adam. And she goes, how did you know I was here? He says, well, you were leaving the coffee house when I arrived and I saw you walking this way. So I just, followed you because, for one, I wanted to talk to you. For two, I just wanted to make sure you're okay. She goes, no, I'm okay. And he says, he says, it's more about me. He says, I'm Connor wanted to stay and I'm happy. He's happy. He said, but I miss him. I wanted to be with him tonight too. And I felt you were the only person who would understand and feel the way I'm feeling. And she looked at him and she says, I am, because she was missing him too. She wanted to spend the evening with him too. And he, she let his happiness come first. And she goes, I am, Adam. So they were talking, they sat down and they had a really good talk. And he said, Chelsea, I really see you're making progress. And I just want you to know your happiness is ultimately what's the most important to me. And so she goes, okay, I know. She says, but I have to ask you this. My involvement with Billy, because Billy's helping me too, is that a problem for you? And Adam leaned back and he said, I'm like no fan of Billy's. He said, but Chelsea, like I said, getting you better is what's most important. So if Billy is helping you, I'm okay with that. He goes, no, I'm okay with that. And she looked at him, she goes, good. And I thought, see that so then they decided to stand up and they stand up and then they, go over, they're looking over this ledge, there's Christmas carolers probably down the hill a little bit. So they're leaning forward and she puts her arm, through his arm and they're close together and they're just having a friendly, good time, right? Enjoyable time. And I thought, wouldn't it just be ironic if Mr. walks up, Chelsea, is everything okay here? Adam's not upsetting you. Or is he okay? Are you okay? That's what Billy was saying. Oh, I ran into Chelsea at the park and Adam was there bringing his spew and his misery. I hope she's okay. Adam and Chelsea, their relationship is okay. And I think Chelsea is eventually gonna put Billy in check where Adam is concerned. Look, if Chelsea don't, and he ever says anything to Connor, not negatively, but as in, listen, let's all do a movie night. Connor'd be like, no, movie night's for my dad and me, and maybe my mom, or, Billy will try to insinuate himself, and Connor does not have a problem putting anybody in check. So we'll see. We'll see how Connor will handle this because Billy's not through with being the only person that can be there for Chelsea. The only one is Billy, right? So anyway, that was actually about it. Nothing else. Then they had, chatter between Nikki and Victor, and they're dancing, they're kissing. Nothing worth really talking about. So that's it for the Young and the Restless. I'll be back tomorrow. It'll probably be another short recap tomorrow because I don't think too much is really going to move again until next week. Let's go to Comment Corner, and please, everybody, subscribe to this YouTube channel. And by the way, if you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, please go to it. Click to the actual channel, which is GH Spoilers YNR Recaps, or on your YouTube page, you're going to see your subscriptions. Click on it. I have kind of added some bells and whistles. What you're going to start noticing is you're going to get official CBS notifications. They're clips on, next week on The Young and the Restless, or small clips from actual CBS, the show. I have linked all of that to my page. So that'll give you some insights. Now, one thing I am finding, CBS is not as active on their social media as ABC with General Hospital. So it won't be as much, new little CBS blurbs. For sure, they always do next week on The Young and the Restless. So I have that on here too. But this will just be something else. You don't have to go anywhere else to see the little clips. Just come click on the page and you're going to see the little clips. So I'm really happy about that. That should bring some engagements and possibly get me some more subscribers. Subscribe. We reached 700 today, 700. We're on a march to 1,000. So anyway, Lisa says, if Summer's marriage starts to fall apart, Phyllis had a hand in it. If she left Diane alone and let things fall apart on their own, Kyle could have cut Diane off on his own terms. Stark needs to go up to Nikki and Ashley since they were involved too. I know. And then Lisa also says, so Phyllis and Sally will be working in the same building. Yes, isn't that interesting? Phyllis will find out soon that Nick is dating Sally. And now that Phyllis is in position is open at Marchetti, maybe Adam might suggest to Kyle that Chelsea fill in for the role, fill that role if Chelsea agrees. You know what's interesting? Chelsea, a designer, she would be able to do Marchetti home. She would be able to come up with interior designs. We shall see. That's an interesting comment, Lisa. Let's see where that goes. Anita says, Billy is being sickening. He has lost it. And Carrie Jo says, doesn't Jack know that Diane took the money? I thought she told him she did, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's in the millions. She could have lived out the rest of her life. Jack is gullible. Phyllis doesn't know Jack knows about the money she took. So he's lying to Summer and Phyllis. Okay, for sure, 100% positive, Diane did tell Jack. And I'm going to tell you it's in the millions because when I think Jeremy Stark first talked to Diane, he goes, where's my money? But she said millions, right? Or million something. And you're saying she could live out the rest of her life. Remember, Diane was in LA. Let me tell you something. Cost of living in LA is expensive. $1 million is only gonna let you go so far. Diane says she bought herself a place. Here in California, goodness, a small place is gonna run you upwards $300,000-400,000, if that. Really, it's in the half of millions. So half of the money would have been gone on a place if she bought it. And then, Diane was living this ritzy pretend lifestyle. Oh, she could blow through $1 million in nothing flat. But for sure, Diane knows, and he did not tell Summer. Kyle knows. Summer and Phyllis don't know. They're keeping their secrets. They're keeping whatever they really know people can't palate about Diane to themselves. And then Lisa says, Jack does know. I just wonder if she specifically said the amount. Summer does not know about the money. Jack knows it's in the middle. Jack knows and realize he's willing to cover that all for Diane. And then Carrie Jo says, I'm proud of Billy for going to therapy. Most men I know won't go. we can see the love in his eyes for Lily. He is just at a loss. Yes, Billy definitely said he would go, but let's see if either one of them actually go. And then LaShanta says, with all that Lily has going on, how's she going to go to therapy? I know. Bottom line, let's see if they ever get to couples therapy. Let's see if they really get to that. But that's all the comments on Comment Corner. I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap of The Young and the Restless.